So I spread this on earlier and it's already dry. So if I want to add some distress ink to this, I could use the blending tool with the distress and add some color to this. But you can see it's really very pale. Even if I put some more on, it's really pretty pale, which is fine for some project. But for one project I wanted something like really, really intense color. So what I thought, what's going to happen if I spray wet paste? So if I take my embossing paste, and I'll just kind of spread it irregular on here, and this is just like basically like frosting.
How long does it take to dry?
It depends how thick you put it on. If you put it on really thin, you can get it like in 10 minutes. If you put it on really thick, 20, 25. It just really depends. If you add a lot of fluid to it, then it takes a little bit longer. But the nice thing is that you can heat it with the heat tool and help it, kind of speed up the process. So that's really kind of nice.
And it won't change anything on it?
Most of the time, no. Every once in a while, but no. But it's really cool. What happened was, I just was talking and I held the heat tool really there for a long time. And what happened, it kind of bubbled up a little bit, which was really cool. Yeah, and then it kind of sunk down. And what happened was I actually dried just the surface. So when I went to see if it was dry, it actually like moved. So like I could create all these wrinkles. So I had this really textured background.
Also, it was kind of an accident, but you were excited.
Exactly right. Exactly. That was really cool. Okay, so this is with the blending tool, right? So if I want more intense color, if you miss this, you're going to get really intense color. If you let that sit and dry, it's going to dry like that. So, is that beautiful? While it's wet, right, it does. It will dry with that color in it, so it's the color's a lot deeper. So what's really cool is the same product, same distress, but you have two different results, which I really like. Okay. So the other thing is, the thing that's really unique about the paste too, is that if I think I really don't want that color, because distress is always going to react with water, right? The water bottle, let me show you that. You can take this color off and start all over again.
Even while it's wet?
You can get most of the color off.
Wow.
And then you can really let it dry and then start again with another color.
Or it's pastel-y, that's actually
right,
kind of
exactly,
pretty.
if you like that. Same with this one. This is with the distress ink with the blending tool. If I decide I really don't want that brown on there, I can pretty much get all of it off.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can start all over again. So it's like, it's almost foolproof. The other cool thing about this is that you can stamp into it. So if I decide I love that distress color, that's exactly what I wanted. If I take my rubber stamp, I can stamp into this and it'll dry with texture, which is really pretty cool too. So the thing that you want to remember is you always want to have a moist stamp so that your embossing paste doesn't stick to your stamp. If you stick a dry stamp on there, you'll pick off a lot of the paste, which is not a big deal because it looks fine on here, but then you have to scrub your stamp off. So if I just kind of press in random areas, and when I take it off, and there's a little bit of paste on here, and you want to clean that off, fairly quickly before it dries. But that's going to dry with that, with the stamped image in there, which I think that's really pretty cool too.
I like that.
Could then the ink over gather into
Yes.
a straw.
Right. Once it's dried, then I can still go back and add more. I can add more any distress color over it too. So if I want to add more shading to the edges, I can do that. If I want to mist it with perfect pearls, I can do that too. So perfect pearls is basically bling in a bottle. This pigment is on the bottom, so you want to make sure you shake it up really, really well and get it all mixed into the fluid. If you ever don't hear the little metal ball, go ahead and shake it really hard or whack it on the table and that'll get it going again. It takes like 1 or 2 squirts on here. And when this dries, this is going to have a beautiful shimmer that will not rub off because the Perfect Pearls has a binder built into it. So once it's dry, it's set, it's not going to rub off. Really cool.